Okay, is okay. I'm starting this transmission. We are at 3rd of June 2026. I'm returning in my usual setup, my usual setup from this uh, social media. Of course, I'm on all my social media: Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, my two channels on YouTube. So, yeah, we are Wednesday, and I think it's about to rain outside. I suspect it might be raining soon. But anyways, I'm continuing this transmission. I said it before that uh, I was making this transmission today because in the afternoon I made a short transmission, very short transmission, and so I thought that I will have to do this today right now at night because I think it was like maybe 30 minutes uh, the transmission in the afternoon. It was about maybe 12 p.m. And yeah, I believe that I needed to do one more right now. So I'm just adjusting here some settings, some overlay, some widgets that I have around myself. In the afternoon, it was very convenient for me because I used a tool that I have at my disposition here in my live feeds, which is streaming directly from my device. I find that very useful. Um, and yeah, in the afternoon, I used this tool, and I think it was very convenient for me. It was very comfortable for me to use this tool for streaming because instead of using here the computer, um, struggling with the different windows. Different windows. I just can take my device here. I can link it very quickly to this device to my streaming, and I think I might repeat it again. I'm just going to. Uh, I think it's starting to rain here. It sounds like it's raining. It definitely has to be raining. I remember hearing that. So I'm gonna connect this device. I think I'm gonna. I don't know if it's coming this way, the rain. But anyways, it was. Yeah, the meteorologists say that there was some rain expected in this hour at this time. So yeah, definitely we are seeing this, and I don't like the internet. I certainly don't like the internet because every single time is more fucking bullshit. I'm sorry for my language, but it is. Each time is fucking more filled with bullshit, and yeah, some people we don't like it. We don't like bullshit. We don't like this situation around anything, uh, for that matter. We don't like bullshit at all in any way, shape, or form, of course, at all. But sometimes we see bullshit in nowadays. No, in nowadays we see all this bullshit around. We see bullshit here and there, and yeah, I mean, you never get used to the bullshit. You really never get used to bullshit. Uh, but sadly, we are more and more surrounded by it. We are each time more surrounded by bullshit. Sadly, you need to adapt to the bullshit. And yeah, it's like a disease. It's something like a disease sometimes. When you see all these people unable to acknowledge something, and I think it's very sad. To be honest, it's kind of sad. But anyways, I'm going to see if I can reproduce the same effect that I did earlier. with my device. I don't know. I don't think it's. I think I'm going to link it again. I think I'm going to link this guy again. I just need to handle this very well. And yeah, I mean, I think I need to do this. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's starting to rain very badly here. It's raining really, really bad. I think it's really raining really, really badly. But anyways, it is what it is. Sometimes situations is the situations is shitty, like now. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly open my. I'm gonna try Facebook this time. I'm gonna try my Facebook feed. I'm just going to do here some movement, some quick change. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna have to close the window maybe. I don't know if it's coming this way. Right? I don't know. It might. I don't know. It might. But anyways, I think I have here on my maybe. Yeah, I think I have here on my site on one of my sites uh, this device linked, and yeah, I'm gonna use my Facebook feed. I'm gonna change to my Facebook feed. And yeah, it's raining really really badly. It really is raining badly tonight. So I mean, it's really raining. I mean, it's really 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 raining in a bad way again because yeah. Anyways, so here is my Facebook timeline, and I have here this Marco Rubio. This Marco Rubio, you can see there, this economist, uh, this other economist, uh, this other economist thing. I mean, it's really raining outside. It's really, really raining badly outside. And I'm just going to monitor really quickly here my my feed tonight. So yeah, I have it right here. This other device. I'm very quickly monitoring. But yeah, I have here this device, which is this right here. Right here is the same device. And we see there, the economist saying that the French Gen Z has fallen for a 74-year-old radical socialist. And yeah, I mean, it's the system is mostly filled with nonsense many times. And we have a system in the West that is bullshit. That's what I say. It's the Matrix. It's just some wild stuff. And yeah, these narratives are part of the bullshit, of course. All this is part of the bullshit. So we just need to realize this is all fucking bullshit. And and yeah, the AI is also part of this bullshit. And who wants to be part of the bullshit? Imagine yourself being invited, by some uh, people, to be part of this type of crap. I don't see many real people getting into this type of stuff. The AI bullshit, this narratives, this stupidity, and the finance here says which is a newspaper, in Mexico, which is called the Financier. It says about the AI, which is a lot of crap. It says here in Spanish, 4.5 billion. Yeah, well, there's a lot of in Spanish is millions of millions. So 4.5 is trillions in English, because billions in Spanish is trillions in English. Well, 4.5 trillions of liters of water in 2025. The consumption of water by the shitty the so-called AI, which is bullshit. The artificial intelligence is just nonsense. It really does not exist. I spoke very clearly that Michio Kaku said that we have a long way to go before we can even dream about having AI in any place, shape, or form. And we are seeing that this so-called AI, we see here, this so-called AI, of course, is bullshit firstly, but also is just lies. Doesn't exist AI. It's just a mimicry. It's just bad copy. That's what it is. It's all it is now. So, and why do they sell these lies? It's because money. Money, money, money. They make these people make their god money. So money is just nonsense, right? And yeah, this other the country, which is El País Mexico, the country, translated the country Mexico, the País Mexico, is saying in English that the AI will consume by 2030. I mean, in 4 or 5 years, 4 years exactly, will use a lot of water. No? It's going to use I mean, that's a lot. 1,300 million people. That's a lot of water, because it's the equivalent of the consumption of 1,300 million people. So that's, and it is not even AI. It's not even AI. It's bullshit. I'm sorry for the word, but it is what it is. And that's what happens when we live in a system that is surrounded by lies, by corporation that wants to make money out of everything, and with no, well, they have no morals, no ethics, no nothing. So how can you be okay with something like that? I am not. I am not. But many people tends to be okay with this nonsense. I mean, because the world is becoming too much, too fake for my taste, not too fake for my taste. And of course, people can think whatever they want. They might agree or disagree with me. It doesn't matter. But for me personally, this is too much BS for my taste. And we see here all these. Why do they say all these lies? Because the United States of America has a lot of compromises. It has been pushing the narrative because they invest the money. They have all these military companies investing money in AI. That's why they push all these nonsense, all these lies, all this BS. And they know it. They know it's all BS. They know it's all BS. So yeah, I mean, it is just where it is now, sadly. And China, of course, is pushing back. China is pushing back to all this nonsense because why? Or excuse me, why? China is pushing against all this because they have their own AI. They have their own AI. They don't need the AI of the United States of America for nothing, at all, at all. So we need to understand that. We need to realize that the United States of America does not need, does need, does need indeed that, yeah, that this situation is uh, people can believe. They are forced they are forcing people to believe in in all this nonsense. I'm just gonna put this, see if I can, but I can, you see, but I can. Apparently, I can make this public. I'm gonna try in I'm gonna try on the web. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I believe that this situation is ugly, to say the least. Is ugly, and of course, this is making people uncomfortable, because we see all these situations that people know they're alive. People know they're mostly alive, and people go with it. But each person can decide whatever they want to believe. If they want to believe in BS, no? They can believe in BS. No? If they want to have their brain rot, they can have their brain rot. They can, yeah, choose whatever they want. I choose to not rot my brain. I choose to keep my brain functioning normally. To keep my brain uh, alive. You yeah, many people don't care about this, and who cares, no? And yeah, it is complicated to say the least. But anyways, we see all this AI BS, being pushed, and it's going to keep being keep or it's going to continue like that uh, for many years if people doesn't do anything. So yeah, I don't expect that. I don't expect much from anything at this point. Uh, I can clearly see where this is going, but it's fine. No, it's fine. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's, as long as we understand what's going on, I think everything else is pointless. Pointless to keep talking about. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, so it is what it is. So I'm trying to here to verify my this account. So I think I'm going to do something here very quickly. Just- I'm going to do something here very quickly. It's just, yeah, I mean, so I think I'm going to do here with this one. So yeah, I mean, it is complicated. It's complicated. It is really, really complicated. But those, anyways, no. So yeah, I mean, we are seeing all these situations happening around. Well, I'm gonna put this one. Okay, allow and finish. Okay, should be here. Okay, but yeah, I mean, yeah, some motivation. I don't know why they sometimes they appear to me this yeah this Joker. Sometimes appear to me this Joker stuff, and I don't know, the algorithm in my Facebook sometimes is a bit funny. There's some other inspiration quotes from many people, like philosophy and whatever. Dangerous way blindness is believing that your own perspective is the total reality, the absolute reality. I always say that. That was a message that I always try to speak. People talk about their perspectives, but you need to make your own uh, conclusions about everything. And if you agree 100%, 20%, 50%, completely fine, completely fine. That's how it's supposed to be. But yeah, I mean, we are seeing a lot of news. I'm seeing a lot of things from the algorithm saying about Messenger, Google. They're being facing backlash. These companies have been facing backlash. Why? Because they are pushing AI bullshit by force. They are not asking. Uh, they're not asking for permission from anybody. They're just pushing it. You know? They're just pushing it, and pushing it, and they don't care if people like it or not. No, they don't like. They don't care if it is true, if it is lie. They only care about push the lies, the lies, the lies. And if you believe it, it's okay. If you don't believe it, it's totally fine for these people. And the deterioration of everything, in the West is very, for me, is sad. It is not something that I completely I don't how to say it. I don't make a scandal about it, but it is disappointing, to see the downfall of the West. That's the words that I wanted to say. The downfall of the West is inevitable, and the situation, of course, is pretty much the same. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. And yeah, I mean, in this timeline of mine, of my profile, we see all these politics, all these World Cup, these situations about Microsoft, about getting people addicted to the AI. We see there, and we see here some news about Rocha Moya as well. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we're seeing every single time we're seeing here about the Mexican crop. We see here this biometric BS, in Mexico. Yeah, I think this was expected, to happen sooner or later. For me, it's no surprise, to be honest. Uh, what happened around the this this group issue, biometric group issue. So I don't think people is happy with the biometric card, which is ID document valid in Mexico, which they want to use to, yeah, they want to link it. They want to link all this stuff with a digital, a kind of digital ID. But many people in Mexico, we don't completely agree with this. We disagree with all that. We see that it is more and more common in the West because this happens already in India and China, but they are a whole different animal because uh, those two countries, uh, what do I say? Now, um, those two countries have more than a billion people. They are almost half of the world's population. So, in two countries. So, you cannot argue that this is a good idea when, of course, they have a need to apply of uh, these types of didn't charge the load the page. I don't know why they sometimes don't load, but anyway, they have the need to do this because you can imagine a country with all these people. How can they handle that amount of people with only one police force? It's insane. It's insane. So they need that type of situations. We see here some a little bit of these posts of CNTE, which is in Mexico, is um, it is an it is an organization. No, it's an organization that allows people to like a syndicate. No? It's like a syndicate of I think it's teachers from schools, and they are threatening to they're threatening to they're threatening to boycott the World Cup uh, because, of course, uh, they want to boycott all this. And well, I'm finding out that I am banned apparently from Facebook. I cannot make public my videos. No? I'm trying to make the last stream video public, and I can't. No? So I'm sick of this bullshit, from these companies. I'm just so sick of this bullshit because I'm trying to make these videos public, but I can't. I'm trying to make the best video public, but apparently I can't. It's forcing me to leave it uh, private. I don't know, people. I'm sick of this BS. I'm gonna try to do it over here, but I don't hold much. I don't hold much hope from this crap. To be honest, perfectly honest, I don't hold much hope on this crap to work. You know, apparently I cannot change this setting. No, I just can't. So, anyways, for me, it's completely bullshit. It's completely bullshit. These fucking uh, companies, are just keeping you completely in the BS game, in the BS side of game. So yeah, I mean, it's really I'm sick of all that. I'm really sick of it. These games, from these companies, that they think they own you. It's kind of it's kind of sickening. It's kind of a little bit uh, sick of this bullshit from these companies. I'm so fucking sick of these companies that they think they own people. You know. Yeah, I'm really sick of this BS. Anyways, so I'm gonna try here to see if I can. I should. It is my fucking post. I should be able to do whatever I want with it. I can. You see, I just fucking can. You see, I just fucking can. I mean, it is fucking. I'm sick of this bullshit. To be honest, I'm really sick of this bullshit. Because you cannot do. I'm gonna try it here. You see, I'm gonna try it here. Just so people see. I'm gonna put, of course, the backups, but this is bullshit. You see, the friends. You see, I cannot change this shit. So I mean, it's completely full of shit. But this is going to be in the backup. It's going to be in my backup because apparently I can't change this setting. I cannot change it. No, well, I've changed some settings in the past posts, but I somehow I cannot change that. I cannot change that. I don't know exactly what. You see, here I can. You see, I can do that here. You see, uh, you see how this bullshit works. And of course, I'm gonna leave this one on in the. Yeah, I mean, you see, it only says my friends. So I want to leave this in the video. No, I wanted this to be recorded because in my past live streams from yesterday, of course I can. You see, I can go here, do this. You see, public, private. But in my previous post, which was in the morning, let's see if I can. No, at least I can in the past one. But in the new one, I can. I think once the live stream begins, you're fine. I think that's what happened here. And yeah, you sometimes learn as you go. Sometimes you're learning as you go. Sometimes you really are learning as you go. But I never encountered this before. I was able to change it live stream. So well, Facebook sometimes change things and it makes shittier the experience. People say the shittification of things. They make it worse and worse each time. But anyways, yeah, I mean this is customer experiences. When you're a customer of a product and the product doesn't work, it should work. Now I'm just showing how it doesn't work. You know, at least I could change the past one, but this one I can. So these are the things that we should be paying attention. At least Meta, should be paying attention to their product. But anyways, that is something different. So in the afternoon, I made this exercise in X. You know? I made this one in X, and yeah, I mean, I made this one in X, and now I'm using Facebook. I'm using a little bit of Facebook. We're seeing a little bit here what's going on in. I'm sorry because the camera is a little bit slow. It's a little bit slow the camera. Sometimes these situations happens when I don't know why exactly, but sometimes happens. But anyways, I hope it looks as much as good as it can look. Well, we're seeing here expansion, political expansion, expansion politica saying 100% in discount in the in tenancy. This is a tax, a proprietary tax for cars where you can pay. uh, yeah, you can have a 100% discount. Uh, in you pay this yearly. Each year you pay a tax. It is not. It is a proprietary tax because if you own a car, you need to pay a tax. So in Mexico City, they're giving 100% discount for that tax. We're seeing here the World Cup uh, preparations, for this event, which I find a little bit. How do I how can I say this? I find the World Cup. I don't think people is excited. To be honest, I mean I'm not watching, because when we have previews, when we have been having these previous events, the editions of the World Cup, I think there were a lot more people excited, people excited about this. People were like happy, were like, yeah, we're going to be there. Even myself, I was like, yeah, it's coming the World Cup. But I think that as you grow older, things change. I think that's what happened to me. As I grew older, the things changed. Perspective changed, and of course, uh, this is no different. Of course, in my in my dictionary. Of course, this is not different, but yeah, you tend to see that when you are young, when you are in primary school, secondary. Well, no, not secondary, primary school, the junior high, um, high school, before college. You get very excited about all this. Well, when you are in your 20s, in college, maybe if you work, if you have some good income, some people get excited because that's the age where you discover the world. You travel and do this and that. Some people get excited. They save money and they go to a World Cup. Sadly, in Mexico, doing many things is complicated because there's too much fucking corruption. You know? And this goes every single fucking level. If you see some guy with power, and every motherfucker will want to have it for themselves. Yeah, it is like fucking Wild West. Every piece of goddamn stuff will do whatever they can to make themselves with the power. Because it doesn't matter. Family members, whatever you name it. This fucking bullshit makes people like the worst fucking kind of people. Man. I mean, really. There's some people that doesn't give a damn about their granny. They sell their fucking mama for a fucking couple of bucks. There that level of crappy shit is happening in Mexico, of course, everywhere. In many places this shit happens. So sadly, yeah, people that sell out everything, for some bullshit. They're the worthless kind of people that you can imagine. Of course, you can find it in many places. So yeah, I'm watching here the news. We're seeing a lot of politics stuff. I don't like watching Facebook timeline because the algorithm that I have on my in my timeline in Facebook is very very political, and I don't like too much politics. I dislike politics, to be honest, because they tend to say a lot of lies. So yeah, I mean, really 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 lies everywhere. So and that's the distinction now in the West, sadly. Lies everywhere. That's like the slogan for sadly, every time for politicians and in many things in the West, companies, corporation, sometimes they fall into these mistakes. But yeah, well, what I'm seeing here is another political news from Cuba. Apparently, in Cuba, some company that it is in the business of hotel, in the in hotel business, they're leaving Cuba. This Melia uh, corporation, which has many businesses in this industry, tourism. They're leaving completely Cuba now, and they're saying that it is because there are too many problems. In this country, there are no guarantees of anything. They don't see uh, anything. No guarantees for anything. So they're just yeah, I think they are leaving Cuba. They're leaving Cuba because I think they see Cuba as um, yeah, as an situation going on over there that they just simply don't like. So I mean, yeah, that's what's happening right there in Cuba. We see sometimes Cuba uh, in many problems. They're facing many problems. They're dealing with many situations happening around Cuba, and and you cannot blame them. They're having a lot of uh, problems in the country lately. They've been having um, all these situations happening. I don't know if I don't fit there, but yeah, I think I'm gonna keep myself around this area. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to move myself a little bit better, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I mean, Cuba is going down. Cuba is going down. Apparently, every road points to Cuba falling, and yeah, I mean, I don't think I can show much more about it. We're seeing here, many problems. You see a Salina Cruz, which is a place in Mexico. Uh, Apparently, another refinery having problems. And this is happening many times. The new emergency in Antonio de Bali refinery in Mexico. That's another problem for Pemex. We're seeing here Japan Times talking about Poblio's Defense of Humanity. Where I say this document, which is called Magnifica Humanitas. The other day in Spanish, I spoke about how this document resembles an earlier event that happened in 1937, which was another similar document like this one, but it was called the True Hope or the True Concern, and it was made by the Pope Pio, I think 12 or 11, and he criticized in back then fascism. You know, Back then Pope Leo criticized fascism as a problem, for the world in 1937 before the World War II, and now we're seeing again these types of documents from Vatican making the same kind of resemblance, making us remember or making me remember that event that happened in 1937 where the Pope Pio made one of these documents called The Great Concern, which criticized fascism, when the fascism that was happening and growing in the Nazi Germany. And we are seeing the same type of fascism or risks of fascism growing in the United States, because fascism is complicated, is bad, and we don't need to see fascism in the West. We don't need that type of problems here in the West. I see here, I'm just returning to the beginning, and we see here Mark Zuckerberg, saying Meta's effort to push beyond ads and to make money from artificial intelligence is now targeting the red hot market of AI agents. So yeah, I mean, they're trying to make as much money as they can because they know that they are doomed, not doomed to oblivion, doomed to fail, because it was all a big bubble from these companies saying lies. That was all there is, all there was, lies. They were lies, selling empty promises, and maybe deceiving, the possibility of these people deceiving their investors. So if they are deceiving their investors, they are a fraud. So that's why they are trying to push all these lies. But I don't think they're gonna be. I think the bubble of AI is going to explode sooner than later. We see here NASCAR. We see over there NASCAR World Cup. We see there this NASCAR advertising from the military companies. This Unreal Industries is a military, company contractor. So it's weird to see NASCAR and military industry, in the same page or in the same post. Completely weird. And we see here now China. We see China over there. China is China is pushing, AI very very hard because China has energy. That's the difference between China and the U.S. China does have the energy to back up their claims of AI greatness, and it is not because it is great AI, but it certainly demands a lot of energy consumption. So they have the infrastructure to provide all this energy to uh, AI, the so-called AI, no, or the mislabeled AI, because labeling a chatbot as an AI is completely fraudulent, in my book at least. I'm not saying for everyone, but in my book it is. So yeah, we see all this going on here and there, over here, with um, in many places. We see here nowadays this report, from a political expansion. It is the name of this, how do I say it? This newspaper, because it is a newspaper. We see here, this same report, from political, well, right there, no? The political expansion, which is, see, you see there the news, to dismantle, a criminal network, no? FGR, okay, which is the General Republic Prosecutor's Office. Agents from this office, they created or made operatives in Jalisco, Colima, Quintana Roo, Sonora, Aguascalientes, and Michoacan, and they destroyed this criminal network, what they called El Caballito, no? Which is the little horse. They nicknamed that operation El Caballito. No? I'm gonna exit this because it never loads. I don't know why it does not load. I tried to load the previous uh, uh, page, a previous report, but didn't load the page. I don't know why, but anyways, and yeah, we see here more of Israel. We see here more about Netanyahu, Bibi Netanyahu. We're seeing right there Bibi Netanyahu, which is saying that he expands conflict. Of course, Netanyahu always expands conflict. Let's see the comments. Let's enter this to see a little bit about the comment section. And they say instilling territory. Some bad words. I'm not gonna say in English. And die, you diabolic satanic piece of blah blah blah. Um, Child murderer. People. We have here this guy. This guy right there. I'm gonna see if I can click this. There you see the click, but I open the other comment. This Antonio says he is the same 666. You see right there, right there. It is the same 666. You see people still laughing about the comment, and we see even but you see this guy. I don't know this guy, if I know this guy. No, I don't think I know. There was a guy that. Um, Anyways, it's he even says in Latin, no, libertas est filia temporis. No, is what it says over there in this comment. So even Latin, no, they're quoting Latin as well, and people are laughing, like Iran gets strength and supporting Iran. I will not support Iran because, of course, that place is also a complicated place. You cannot trust Iran as well for nothing. Iran is a problematic place too. There, some guy here. You say Marcelo says we're murdering everyone. No. This Marcelo Salvador says we're murdering in all around the world. the confession of Netanyahu. I think that's what this guy says. And we saw a lot. We see a lot of comments, in this comment section from this uh, post, uh, the evil of the world, and many, many, many things where we see, uh, pues, yeah, these people criticizing and what's going on with Netanyahu, and yeah, I mean, people are I think they're kind of angry or something, because we see that. I'm gonna see if I can make this bigger. Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger. I don't care if does not fit the whole screen, but maybe I can make it bigger, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make myself a little bit bigger too, to see if I just to occupy most of the screen area. That's what I want to accomplish. But anyways, we see over here many people speaking strongly against Netanyahu. We are seeing over there many comments in talking about Iran and whatever. We see here, even rebuking. Some people are even rebuking um, Netanyahu. We see right there, Trinidad, this lady, saying that rebuking in the name of Jesus Christ to Netanyahu. I mean, wow. I mean, another person is saying asco, like disgusting in English, and many things, many ugly things. You see even this post from Julian, putting a picture with the flag of that country in a uh, trash can. 195 nations says that image, says that right there, this image, 195 nations and two evils. I mean, anyways, I mean, I think we're seeing also support to the Israels apparently, But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hate. I mean, Israel is not a saint, of course, but there's a lot of hate also around that country now, around the world. We see many situations happening here in Africa, which Africa is another place just as bad as Latin America in terms of corruption. It is a problematic place. We see there this ACLED, which is an institution that analyzed violence around the world, and what ACLED here is saying, Africa is under in a big problem. Well, yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean, I cannot begin to describe everything that we're seeing. I saw one funny thing about I don't know where it was. I think it was in Aristide. It was a very funny report regarding uh, I think it was Messi, Lionel Messi from some football club, which they're calling the princess now. Apparently, he received a Princess of Asturia award, which only I think they only give it to women, maybe. But I don't know. But everyone in the internet is saying, "Oh well, we have the new lady, from the football world, the most." Well, I always say, the world is very distracted, and sometimes I have to register this as well in my social media account, well, diverse social media accounts, that football soccer is very fun. It's very fun. I Many people enjoy football. I agree completely. I enjoy every soccer game that there is a lot. The Champions League finals, and I enjoyed a lot of the feud and or the competition against Ronaldo versus Messi. All that feud, all that competitiveness, happening back in Spain when Cristiano Ronaldo was in Madrid and Messi in Barcelona. We fueled all this rivalry, but talking seriously, of course, when you start begin to speak seriously, of course, that many well, soccer is very irrelevant, to everything we see around the world. Of course, football, soccer is very, very, very irrelevant, and yeah, I mean, I don't speak too much about football because it is fun, it is enjoyable. You have a lot of fun moments, watching football, the World Cup or whatever. I agree completely. I enjoyed a lot of games. Talking seriously, football is one of the most irrelevant things in the world, in the planet. The most irrelevant things on the world. They're fun, they're entertaining. Yeah, 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 of course. But in terms of reality, it is the most irrelevant game in the world, and we're talking. I was watching YouTube. You know, I just I didn't even watch it. I appeared to me in the YouTube. Recommendations appeared to me a resume. The highlights of a soccer game from Mexico's is national squad. And I saw it, and when the video ended, another video started, and it was Diego Luna, another irrelevant person in the world, and he was talking about, "I'm gonna stop being a realist. What a loser," completely talking like a complete sore loser. These clowns, from the systems, like this clown from Diego Luna, talking about, "I'm gonna stop being realistic. I'm gonna talk about bullshit." I think everyone uh, went after him because he was a complete full of shit. He was, "I'm gonna stop being a realist." Well, but it doesn't matter. Football is just a distraction. But the point is, they're talking all this bullshit. Even if it is in soccer games, but whatever. I didn't like it. The guys that were in the same show with this clown, they also did not like it, and they're starting to push back and say, "What the hell are you talking about, man?" I mean, he got a lot of pushback. I mean, because it was like nonsense what he was saying. "I'm not gonna stop being a realistic. I'm a loser." Yeah, he was only a loser speaks in like that. "I'm gonna stop being a realistic. And I'm a so precious prick. And something like that. It's sad to see. I really find sad to see. I really find very sad to see people talking like that. To be honest, even if it's a little bit in like messing around, like playing games. Because I think there are some things that are not funny. You know and in the world we live in, that type of humor is not funny at all. I don't think it is something funny. There are many things that you can be funny about, but I don't know. I just didn't find it funny, and I think the guys that were in the show with that guy saying that stuff didn't find it funny as well. But yeah, we see here in Arista Online, we see um, all these people, all these talking points about the World Cup, and I think they're talking about the World Cup a lot because no one wants to see the World Cup. I think it is the first time that I have memory where people don't is not happy about the World Cup. No, they are seeing it as a very offensive spectacle, promoting. They are promoting elitism. If you have to pay, pay. If you don't have enough money, we don't want you there. That's the elitism that sucks. Because they sell the idea. If you have a money, we only want people that have a lot of money. Poor people is not allowed. Stay away. That's the message that this disgusting FIFA institution is talking about. That's the message that probably they want to say without saying it. Now, if you don't have enough money, if you're not rich, we don't want you in our event. And that is very, very nasty way to think. But that's the message that they kind of want to send. We're going to make very expensive of these tickets because don't want poor people coming to our event. So we can say the F world to the FIFA, no? We can say FU, no? To the FIFA, because I think this is very disgusting when people say, if you don't have money, don't come. At least in my book, it's very nasty. It's very disgusting. It's very, I mean, it's bad. I don't want to say nefarious, but it is very, very bad. Very discriminatory mindset. You know. And yeah, we see here the United States ambassador. We see here two other governors investigated by U.S. We see this was this was the post that I wanted to see. No, we see all this on the ambassador, but we see here after we see but we see here again the ambassador that Mexico say no, go back to your office. But then we see this this post that I was looking for when it was funny. This post is very funny because say that like this guy Messi, the most irrelevant people guy in the world, received the Prince of Asturias prize. I don't know, but I thought they only gave this to women. So they say that that is useless. No, it is like honoris causa doctorate award. It's like yeah, it's like yeah, 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 means nothing. No, but anyways, they gave this to these people, and many people there are just. I laugh about it because it's funny, the people, how they are reacting. He see here Paco Velasquez saying literal a princess. They're saying the prime for infantine princess. The from princess to princess is another guy. We hear this other guy saying infantine princess Lionel. We have another guy Abelardo here. Don't you end up childish? And this other guy Jesus Perez says I'm convinced about this messy dude, which always makes some funny things. And then with his little princess friend infantine, it's corruption. It's corruption. And yeah, I mean, people are very, 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 very funny. They were other posts that I saw about the same report that were a lot of comments, very, very, very funny. But I don't think that didn't even reach that much comments because, of course, it is very irrelevant. As we see here, I think this is one with the most. This is when this one right there is the post with most comments, I think. And we see this the princess of FIFA. They gave her own recognition, their own prize, and a lot of people laughing, a lot of laughing faces. Uh, bueno, yeah, it's very funny to me. It is funny. It is what it is. It's funny. One from one princess to another princess. Their gift for the princess. More gifts, please. Says another guy in a funny way. It was helping, not sending to the ground. They say, haha. The prize for the princess to the princess, dude. Prize of a princess for the princess. Next, Infantine will give him the by championship. I mean, FIFA is so corrupt and nasty that no one wants to see the World Cup anymore. And the other guy say here, Francisco is a princess, hahaha. And this other guy, Antonio, says we started with the gifts for the World Cup. And says Jesus Bernal says a princess making. Yeah, I mean, a princess to a princess, pretty much. It's like something like that. They say congratulations, at least something that he earned clean in an honest way, to say in another way. The Princess of Infantino, excuse me, I say Infantino. Um, I mean, it's funny as hell. Uh, with gifts, uh, the only way to compare it with CR7, which is Cristiano Ronaldo. Without it, it does not. It is not enough. Well earned, saying this guy. This other guy says is the Qatar history is going to repeat itself. Because some people say that they arranged everything so that he could win, who could win the World Cup in Qatar. No, well, people say that. Even if Argentinian people maybe get upset about this, they should be upset about other stuff, not this. But yeah, I mean, many people in Argentina might get upset about hearing that. That people thinks that it was of all of fraud, the Qatar World Cup. Yeah, the most princes in the world, let's say, the princess of football, the Prince of Asturias, the Prince of uh, Infantino, excuse me. What will the princess want? Uh, Bless the freedom of speech that allows almost with impunity saying all kind of opinion disguised as insults, to be honest, just like that. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I always appeal to the funny side, you know. I mean, we should not take all the time completely. Even if I don't like some humor, like this Diego Luna humor, where say humor can be realistic humor. Well, anyways, some humor is funny, some other is not. But I think taking life too seriously is a mistake. And they say they put all this puking, the face puking. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it says yeah, they give more prizes to the kid, to the child, and 99% of not even in Argentina, they're going to win the World Cup. Even in Argentina, I think that nobody thinks they're going to win anything this time. Yeah, all these ha-ha-has, you see. As Luz Maria Gonzalez says, it's ridiculous. I mean, anyways, well, this one is hilarious. This one is completely hilarious. People are completely funny. They say the little gifts for the princess keep coming, and they put the hands down. A little Argentinian princess is the princess of Infantine. Lane, this Johnny guy says Lane, and no, and this is it's funny as well, you know. But yeah, people are just laughing about it, you know, very laughing about it. I think it was the most funny thing that I saw today. And yeah, I mean, I don't take those things very seriously, but it's actually funny in this corrupt world we live in, where many lies and uh, yeah, lies and misconceptions and twisting of reality and manipulating the truth. It is the everyday bread that we have in the West. We see here Marco Rubio saying that more Latin American governments should join the security alliance of Trump. Now that this Shield of America is the name of this alliance, this Shield of America. I don't know, maybe, but we see all distortions, of course. You know, the other day I was talking about Sarah, which made an and she documented and researched the theories about this 12, excuse me, 12 uh, scientists missing in the United States. All uh, scientists that were involved in nuclear arms, nuclear power, plasma energy, and whatever. Well, I put a theory from a lady called Sarah in X that talk about a theory how those scientists uh, are linked to the selling or the transportation of 20 cubic tons of plutonium uh, from the United States government to 5 private entities. And what we see here, another Sarah apparently talking about some operative, some situations happening in Veracruz, in Mexico, but I don't know, and other people stripping out of their clothes to these statues that are on Mexico City. We see here these teachers from the Cente. They take out all this clothing. Apparently, they were with clothes to these mannequins, no? Big size mannequins that are ready for the World Cup. And I mean, yeah, it happened. No? And there are the images about these these situations happening with uh, with Mexico specifically. We see there all these big mannequins that were made specifically for the World Cup that are all destroyed by they were destroyed by the Cente, which is a syndicate in Mexico. We see here Stretch of Hormuz and other stuff. And yeah, this is what happens. What happened this 3rd of June. We see here the Strait of Hormuz being closed. We see other people here, journalists Steve Fisher talking with Carmen Aristegui about his research about surrounding Alfonso Duranzo, Sonora governor, and Americo Villarreal, governor of Tamaulipas, which, according to sources quoted by the journalists, will be under investigation by the United States for alleged links to organized crime. So we see here all this, and yeah, I think we're going to keep seeing all these situations happening in Mexico. Sadly, Mexico is a very criminal country. We have to recognize that Mexico, sadly, it is a very, very, very place where criminality is very common, and of course. Uh, this is a situation that has been happening for at least decades. To be honest, decades. So I'm gonna enter here Azteca Noticias. I don't usually enter Azteca Noticias on my device. We see here, of course, Azteca Noticias in my device, and we are seeing why I access this Azteca Noticias, because Azteca Noticias, of course, of course, it is from Ricardo Salinas Pliego, which is anti 40, which 40 is nickname for the nickname for this government we have now, and this 40 is, of course, um, being criticized by Ricardo Salinas Pliego. Why? Because they forced him to pay a lot of taxes. I mean, a lot of taxes. So I think this guy Ricardo Salinas Pliego is angry, or maybe he's not happy, with yeah, uh, with yeah, he's not happy. We're seeing here that some guy footballist, he paid 500 Mexican pesos extra to be on in in the I think the airport. But yeah, some funny stuff, and I don't believe so much what news media says, because we need to remember that all these um, social media posts, sometimes when they come from companies like Ricardo Salinas Pliego, of course they're going to criticize everything they can about the government, of course. So yeah, I mean, we have a lot of these situations happening here. We see a lot of criticism from Salinas Pliego in his TV media company, Azteca Noticias, of course, and it's fine. No, sometimes it's fine to have a critic voice, in the government, of course. It's always good to have a critic voice. So it's good to see a critic voice, some opposition, or voice that is completely against the narrative from the government, right? So we see here, even we see here, right there, we see this news from Tenancingo mayor. I think it was kidnapped, but I think that she barely says here that she barely escaped her captors, yeah, kidnappers. But anyways, yeah, I mean, the Noticias, of course, is a company that criticized a lot the actual government, and of course, they do so because Salinas Pliego had to pay a lot of taxes, a lot of money, and he did not like that. So he now is criticizing everything the government does, of course. And for one side, of course, here Mexicans, we can hear another voice that it is not completely compromised with the actual government. So I think I'm gonna stop this link. I'm gonna disconnect this device from the stream. I'm going to disconnect. Okay, so I think now it's disconnected right there. So I'm going to return to this screen. I'm sorry if the sound does not sound very well. No, yeah, I'm sorry if the sound is not good. Well, I'm sorry if the sound is not 100% cool. I'm sorry if the sound is not okay. These types of attacks usually happen when I'm gonna try to change to this one to see if it sounds better. I'm gonna try to see. I'm gonna try to see if this sounds better. No, I'm gonna see if this sounds better. I had a little bit of an issue with the other microphone, sadly. These situations happen, These situations happen. I don't know exactly. I don't know. I know. I mean, it's supposed to be completely fine. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I hope that I don't have any issues with the live stream. I'm recording this just to be on the safe side. I don't know if it's sounding okay, if it is looking good. Um, I mean, I'm just yeah. I mean, I think it's very poor quality. Let me see if I can do something here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm going to see what's going on here. Well, I'm trying to move something here. I don't know exactly what happened here. Um, I'm sorry. I think I'm going to make a pause. I'm going to make a pause, and I think I'm going to return in another setting. Yeah, I think it sounds much better. Sounds much better. Doesn't look the best, of course. I'm trying to see if I can fix the camera, because the camera froze. But yeah, I'm sorry, if the sound didn't sounded very well, I'm sorry. I mean, sometimes these types of situations happens. Uh, I cannot be monitoring absolutely everything each time, but I realized that the sound was not the best. I don't know if that happened immediately or after a certain time while I was alive. I'm going to see if I can improve the camera. If I can't, I might make a pause and return in another setting. No, if I cannot make this one improve, but I'm just monitoring here. I don't see it very nice. I think the stream is a little bit. I mean, I think it's a little bit deficient, but yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try to figure this one out. See what works. I'm going to be experimenting a little bit with um, with this. Yeah, I mean, sadly, the sound was very awful. No, I gotta admit, the sound was awful. I'm changing the camera now because I'm being attacked. You know, when I post something relevant, I always get attacked. The same happens with my blog. No, when I use my blog, personal blog, the sound always cuts down. No, it's like it sounds bad, but I think it was the microphone. A microphone has something to do with the microphone. I'm trying to see if I can return the camera to normal. I'm gonna try it. And yeah, those are attacks to my feed. You know? It happened as well to. You see? Now the sound it wants to hear badly. I'm gonna see if I can change settings. I'm gonna see if I can change settings and return. Maybe this happened after a little while. It's sure tends to happen around the hour. You know, when I'm in 1 hour of live streams, tends to happen. I don't know why, but happens after 1 hour. That's what I've been finding out. Tends to begin to happen these glitches. Uh, all these glitches happens when after 1 hour mark. I don't know why. It's weird, but happens in this happens in this tool. This transmission tool, which is Prism Live, tends to do these types of funny stuff after being in online for an hour. So yeah, I am seeing that it is the quality is not the best. Is not the best quality, so I'm going to see if I can change some settings. If I cannot make it return to normal, if I cannot stabilize this transmission, I might change settings and return to finish the stream. um, I think it looks a little bit I'm going to see if this does not normalize. Definitely I will be changing settings to return again to finish the stream as I want to, not with this uh, flaws. I think it's a little bit stabilizing itself a little bit, the camera. I think the camera is now stabilized, but I repeat, not completely. It still has some issues. So yeah, some little issues in the camera. So yeah, I was just streaming this device. No, it was streaming my device, and yeah, I was showing Facebook this time. I was not showing. I was not showing uh, uh, Twitter like I did in the morning. In the morning, I showed Twitter. Now I was showing Facebook. What is going on in Facebook? I think it did sounded well. I hope that at least 40 minutes or more sounded good. That only a small part sounded bad. But of course, this is the hardware. No? It's a hardware issue. I hope that uh, at least stabilized. I don't see it stabilized yet. I'm monitoring it in my device, and yeah, this happens after an hour with this software. I don't know why this transmission software, but anyways, I think I'm going to stop here this transmission. I'm going to change settings completely, and I just return for a little short period of time to finish like I want to, with normality, without this laggish camera, and I will be returning in a few minutes after I can change settings, so I can. I'm just gonna try something here to see if this gets at least to stabilize the video feed. At least I want to see if I can return the stability of the video feed to have to say at least that I managed to return it to normal. I'm going to check Facebook. I'm on X, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and wherever. So for someone, I just want to see if um, if the device the streaming is stabilized, so I can change from settings, not completely, but for changing the settings, I need to stop the transmission. You know, I need to stop the transmission. I need to stop the transmission so I can change settings because the video looks very very poorly, very poorly. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that because I'm monitoring here. I think it's looks still very very laggish. Yeah, it doesn't even match the voice and the feed. So I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to stop this transmission, and I'm going to return in another complete setting to finish this stream that I wanted to speak in this language. So I'm going to put an end to this streaming in these settings. I'm going to change to a more normal settings, and I will be returning just to finish the stream like I want to.